This is your AESH Weekly News Minute for Tuesday, May 30, 2023. Energy News. Biden Interior advances renewable energy transmission projects in Nevada. The Interior Department's Bureau of Land Management this week said it has advanced two transmission projects proposed by Public Utility Nevada Energy that would facilitate more renewable energy development and delivery in Nevada. The agency will start an environmental review for the GreenLink North project, which will span over 450 miles to connect Las Vegas to Reno, and release a draft environmental impact statement for the GreenLink West transmission project, which will cover 232 miles from Ely to Yarrington. Once completed, the projects will connect 8 gigawatts of clean energy to the Western power grid. The plans would bolster the Biden administration's goal to deploy 25 gigawatts of renewable energy on public lands and waters by 2025 and achieve a carbon-free power sector by 2035. Transmission projects involve expanding high-voltage lines that transport renewable energy to populated areas and will play a critical role in accelerating the clean energy transition while meeting growing power demand. Logistics and transportation news. Volvo Trucks has announced it is introducing a range of new safety systems for its vehicles that will help reduce accidents between lorry drivers, cyclists and pedestrians. Among the features is the company's new front short-range assist. Volvo says the system is designed to detect if a cyclist or pedestrian in the risk area in front of the truck using a front radar and camera and warns the driver if there is imminent risk of a collision. Another feature is a new door opening warning system. The system is designed to warn if a pedestrian, cyclist, or car is approaching the truck from behind, on the same side of the truck where the door is opened. According to Volvo, some of the new features have been developed to meet or surpass requirements in the EU's updated General Safety Regulation. Due to come into effect in July 2024, the regulations make several advanced driver support systems mandatory, aims to increase road safety and improve protection of drivers, pedestrians and cyclists. Technology news. China urges Japan to halt export restrictions on chips. China's latest condemnation of the export restrictions was made during Wang's talks with Japanese Trade Minister Yasutaka Nishimura on May 26 at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation (APEC) conference in Detroit. Japan, along with the Netherlands, in January agreed to match U.S. export controls that will limit the sale of some chip-making tools to China and has placed restrictions on the export of 23 types of semiconductor manufacturing equipment to its neighbor. Chinese Commerce Minister Wang Wentao urged Japan to halt semiconductor export controls, calling it a wrongdoing that seriously violated international economic and trade rules, a statement from his ministry said on Monday. China's latest condemnation of the export restrictions was made during Wang's talks with Japanese Trade Minister Yasutaka Nishimura on May 26 at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation (APEC) conference in Detroit. Finance news. Sanctions, pressure on foreign banks destabilizing Russia's FX market. Central bank. Pressure on foreign banks operating in Russia and the widening scope of sanctions is aggravating foreign currency settlements in Russia and creating periodic imbalances on the domestic market, the central bank said on Friday. Western sanctions on Moscow over its actions in Ukraine have curbed its use of dollars and euros, with settlements in currencies Russia considers friendly those of countries that have not imposed sanctions increasing significantly. But this rise, led by China's yuan, is not uniform, the central bank said, creating temporary imbalances and difficulties with foreign exchange liquidity. In a financial stability review, the Bank of Russia also warned of risks from Russians accumulating funds in foreign banks, in particular, if access to them becomes restricted. In 2022 and the first quarter of 2023, Russians reduced the volume of foreign currency deposits at Russian banks by 3.1 trillion rubles, $39.9 billion, the central bank said, while 2.6 trillion rubles was transferred to foreign banks' subsidiaries. Global news headlines. Recep Tayyip Erdogan wins Turkish presidential election. Election board confirms victory of incumbent over opposition candidate Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu after runoff. Turkey election follow Liv Ruth Michelson and Deniz Barış Narli in Istanbul. Sun 28 May 2023, 23.29 BST. Recep Tayyip Erdogan has extended his 2 decades in power, securing victory over his rival Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu after an unprecedented presidential runoff election in a vote that reflected Turkey's stark and persistent political polarization. With 99.43% of the vote counted, Turkey's Supreme Election Authority announced late on Sunday that Erdogan had won 52.14% of the votes, while Kılıçdaroğlu received 47.86%. With a gap of more than 2 million votes between candidates, the votes yet to be counted would not change the result, said Ahmet Yener, the head of the election board. Even before the result was called, a triumphant Erdogan stood on top of a bus near his residence in Istanbul to once again sing a campaign song to his adherents and pronounce victory. This has been your AESH Weekly News Minute for Tuesday, May 30, 2023. If you want more global energy news and real-time alerts, hit the subscribe button now and follow us on social media.